Welcome to My Opinion here on My Opinion TV. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell so as soon as a video is released, you'll be one of the first to be notified. Upon the hearing of my voice this morning, we have much to give God thanks for. So many people went to bed last night with the dreams and aspiration of getting up this morning and are not numbered among the living. So whatever your circumstances be, whatever your situation, as long as you're alive, you have much to give God thanks for. And don't forget to join us on our WhatsApp group for exclusive pictures and exclusive conversations that we can't have here on YouTube. The number is on the screen. Just send a text and you'll be added to the group. Now this morning we have a few stories we want to talk about. First up, we want to say condolences to the family of Lexi and Williams, 20 years old, who was a social media influencer. She was popularly known as Lexi the BESS. Now, this is, apart from corona, crime, our next big problem is crashes, motor vehicle accident. And it has been happening consistently. And in my estimation, it has gotten worse these days because of the level of persons driving who seems as if they haven't gone to any proper school to learn to drive. Now, let me talk about this incident that Lexi lost her life. The police has confirmed that social media influencer Lexi Ann Williams, 20, is among 3 people killed in a motor vehicle crash on the North Coast Highway in Spring Hill, Trelawny. Williams, popularly known as Lexi the BESS, was being transported by 25-year-old Kenroy Smith of Hague in the parish when the Toyota Mark X motor vehicle in which they were traveling crashed into a Toyota Voxy. The social media influencer, who is from Royal Bueno, Trelawny, had just been picked up by Smith. They were en route to an event called Cookout Vibes in Rio Bueno Square. The driver of the Voxy, Chris Codner, 30, of Exchange in St. Anne, also died. A tourist was among the people aboard the Voxy. 3 tourists were occupants of the Voxy, has been hospitalized. Now, let me tell you this. You have the Yang Yang bike in Jamaica that was a nuisance to people, still is a nuisance to people. These Mark X vehicles are becoming also a nuisance because these men soup up these cars, cut the spring, drop it low, big tire, big muffler, and a lot of these young men cannot manage these cars. They see the road and they open up the engine on the road. They just open up the vehicle, going extremely fast because they care about nothing. A lot of these drivers don't even understand that all it takes is just for one screw to get loose, and that's a big accident. While we send condolences to the family of Lexi the BESS, and while we send condolences to everybody else involved in this accident, there's no doubt that this could have been avoided if they were driving at a moderate speed. Now, based on what we're hearing, the Vox is not the vehicle at fault. But look how sad it is. The driver of the Vox is dead. So in these motor vehicle accidents, some of the time, the person who's not even causing the accident, those are the ones losing their lives. Tourists was being transported in the Voxy. God touched them in a way that it doesn't seem, based on what we are reading, that they were killed or any of them were killed. It seems as if it's Lexi, the driver of the vehicle, and Kenroy Smith, who was driving the Mark X. Too many times have we seen reckless driving on these roads. Let me put it out there too. Have you ever been driving on the highways and no matter how fast you're going, there's a vehicle going past you? No matter how fast you are going on the highway, there's always a vehicle or more than one vehicle that is going to overtake you. What is the big rush about? What's the big haste about? Andrew Owens just free up the country People call it Freedom Friday. And there we are. They were going to our party in the middle of Royal Bueno Square. Didn't make it. So it seems as if only when restrictions are in place, and sometimes the restrictions are there to protect life. And believe you me, clearly the restrictions are protecting lives. No, the one day they got the freedom, the one day the Prime Minister opened the gate, three person lose their life. Well, condolences to Lexi's family. We hope at this time, they'll be consoled. It's not easy to deal with the death of a loved one, but I hope they will have her memories, and it's all good memories of Lexi. The next bit of news we want to talk about is murder. And the murder tally in Trelawny, when it's not accident, it's murder in Trelawny, has now reached 10 following the shooting death of a farmer Thursday night by a gunman at a bar. 2 others were injured in the shooting. The deceased has been identified as Patrick Griffiths, also called Culture, who resided at Blind Lane, Warsop in Trelawny. Police report that about 10:30 p.m. on Thursday, Griffiths and his daughter were among patrons at a bar she operated in Warsop, Trelawny, when they were approached by 2 men armed with handguns. Sensing the danger, the farmer attempted to block the door from the approaching gunmen, who opened fire, hitting him in his chest and left arm. He reportedly died on the spot. As Griffith's daughter ran at the orders of the gunman, they opened fire, hitting her in the arm. A man was outside was also shot in the leg by the gunmen. The gunmen escaped on foot with an undetermined sum of money and bottles of liquor they robbed from the bar. The 2 injured people were taken to hospital where they were admitted. The killing of the farmer brings the murder tally to 10 in the parish. The gunmen took truck keys, cash, and according to police, at about 2 p.m., a 61-year-old truck driver was hired by a man to transport building material from Portmore. This is another case now. The gunmen took the truck keys, cash amounted to $10,000, a Samsung J2 cell phone valued at $20,000 from the truck driver. The man who hired the driver was given keys for the 2005 white Isuzu truck registered whatever. Well, he drove away. The driver was left with 2 gunmen who kept him hostage for about 2 hours before leaving the area. You could understand. You could go on the Jamaica Observer site and read the rest of the story. But Trelawny, clearly the father knew what was taking place, and in a bid to escape or a bid to stop the gunman, he decided to try to lock the door, only for the gunman to lock the door to his life. Too many things are happening in our country that when you look at it, it just brings despair to the hearts of law-abiding citizens. She operated a bar. They came and robbed the bar. Another man in Trelawny, they call him to deliver something. He was robbed. For 2 hours, gunmen had him at hostage. What's going on? We know certain things the police, the commissioner of police are working on, and crime has been on the down in the last couple of days, but we still have the incidents. And some of the incidents are still there to wonder about. It is getting out of control, especially in some of these areas that are not known crime spot. Another incident we want to talk about is one in Southborough, where a lady, Angela Forbes, who lived in a community, who came on national TV and said she was tired of the killing and what was taking place in Southborough. She was killed yesterday. Clearly, these gunmen decided to take her out. We understand that she actually left the area and came back. Now, she was also a political worker in that area, and her life was taken out. But let me say something. If you don't feel comfortable in that area and you leave, please don't go back. We have seen too many cases like this. If you feel uncomfortable in that area and you leave already, please don't go back. Because these criminals are going to have you as an informer. And that's when they use the informer tag to take your life. Angela Forbes. And let me tell you something to some people. Whenever camera crew comes in your ear to ask for an interview, nothing is wrong with giving them an interview. But for heaven's sake, try to avoid showing your face in some of these cases. Because don't feel like the gunmen are not watching the news. Don't feel like they are not observing what's taking place. It's just sad for Angela Forbes to lose her life in this manner. It's unfortunate. She was a marked woman at her home in the community. Was previously sprayed with bullet. It was last week them shoot up her house. Yeah? Now, if they shoot up her house last week, common sense. Let common sense prevail. If they shoot up your house last week, it is clear that you're marked for death. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell. So as soon as a video is released, you'll be one of the first to be notified. Until next time, look out for a neighbor, look out for a loved one. Look out for the children, and most of all, keep it locked on My Opinion TV.